One, two, and three. What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, and welcome to Conspiracy 101, your online course for conspiracies and conspiracy theories. My name is Dan, your professor of this course. You guys thought you guys were getting off for winter break. Well, too bad. We're going to be covering some Christmas shit. I'm serious. I have a Christmas conspiracy theory. I know what you're thinking, like, how is there any conspiracy? The existence of Santa? No. It's a far more prevalent theory that is expressed by a certain element of the United States public. What am I talking about? And I know you're going to think this cannot be a conspiracy theory. The war on Christmas. Now, wait. Before you guys even say, you can't say the war on Christmas is a conspiracy theory. Well, yes, I can, because technically it does fall under the branch. I mean, if you guys have not seen my first episode where I explained what a conspiracy theory is, or you've forgotten, go back. There's a playlist. You can watch it. But the big reason why I want to cover this as a conspiracy theory because it portrays a reality that does not exist. Essentially, the idea that there is some attack on Christmas, like it's some conscious effort. That's the big heart of it. It's not that there is kind of a thing for that America's becoming more secular and therefore less religious stuff's happening. So I can understand that. But the methodology of what's going on, you should really turn this theory, this claim of, they're taking away, taking the Christ out of Christmas, into the conspiracy realms. I mean, just that word, taking the Christ out of Christmas, like there is some sort of plot for this to happen. So let's get into the history and methodology of what makes the war on Christmas a conspiracy theory. So, the war on Christmas is something that's been run up every year since 2004 by Fox News, especially Bill O'Reilly, it makes money. The origins of the actual term the war on Christmas date back farther, actually, about 9 years before O'Reilly's declared war, by a guy whose last name is Brimlow. He wrote a book called Alienation, and it's a really long name, so I'll post it right here. But so this guy basically book was basically seemed to indicate that America was starting to go through a cultural shift, which is true. I mean, during the 90s, you had the rise of political correctness. The end of the Cold War means America was a lot more global and a less militaristic standpoint, so you had a lot of people coming over. I mean, the 90s were a big time. So when this happened, Brimlow basically coined the term the war on Christmas. And by the way, his book is listed as anti-Semitic, xenophobic, and every list in the book by the Anti-Defamation League. Now, I kind of agree because I think some of the quotes they're not very. I'm not a PC guy myself, but I am a PC guy, but I'm not politically correct. But Brimlow's stuff was really like again, this series, and the thing was, it kind of portrayed an undercurrent that was happening, especially among the more devout and more older groups of Christianity in the United States, because you see a lot of people. What happened is in the 80s and the 90s, we started seeing this move towards a more inclusive ideology. The idea being that we should celebrate all cultures. This kind of came out of the 1960s and 70s, so that passed along. But because of this, a lot of these Christians who had enjoyed primacy as the nation's faith religion, indeed even the world's faith religion, we're starting to notice that they're no longer. And because of this, the markets noticed this and started appealing to the people. The larger demographics. You can appeal to the largest demographic you can in order to make money. Fortunately, this got in their heads that there's some sort of why can't they say Merry Christmas instead of Happy Holidays? Well, maybe it's because it's faster than saying Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year. But this continued on, and you had eventually the Bill O'Reilly's declaration of war on Christmas. And that just sparked this happened to happen during the America's big, small religious revival following the September 11th terrorist attacks. There was kind of this, we need to be American, blah 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 blah, America, So anything that smelled of non-America was, at least in some groups, suspicious. And it all culminated in the declaration of emergency by Bill O'Reilly in December of 2004. So now that we've covered our history, let's look at the kind of methodology and even propaganda that is claimed by these groups who believe that we're trying to get rid of Christmas somehow. So one of the big things that's been happening, again, as I mentioned before, is the idea of using Happy Holiday, being a lot more inclusive. Because personally, I think it's just a business thing. I think it's they're like trying to make money, and plus writing Merry Christmas. 1, 2, 3. Personally, I think it's a smart business decision, because instead of writing Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, all you have to do is put one Happy Holiday. But keep in mind, a lot of people are afraid of change, and this is also a big thing. Part of this is people want things to be the same, so when things start to change rapidly, or they think it's changing rapidly, it's kind of been a slow build-up. So a lot of these people, when they realize it, are freaking out instead of going, oh yeah, this started happening. So because this gives them this idea that there's some sort of force behind it, whether it's corporate America, which it is, but they like to believe it's some believe it's some sort of influence by leftist West Coast, East Coast type of people, very liberal. You can see that in many of these what I call Christian propaganda pieces, such as a movie I just recently watched a review of, because I was against it. C is for Christmas. Sorry, it's Christmas with a capital C, which basically summarizes kind of the basis of what has been happening. You see, a lot of what's happened is a lot of these communities, especially small town communities, have been essentially breaking the law through violating the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. And when people come in and say you can't do that, it fuels this very much victim mentality, which is very common. It seems to be very common in Christianity, but not all Christians are victims. But especially the more devout ones or the more rural ones tend to believe my beliefs are becoming equal means oppression, which we've been hearing a lot of from many groups. Like somehow, because of this, they see the Christmas, the having to share December with everyone, as some sort of, give up their faith. Some have gone so far as even state believe that it's some sort of satanic force, and that this is the either the tribulations or the signs of the end times. Because apparently not being able to say Merry Christmas around the holidays somehow means Satan's going to come up and screw everyone over. It's about time for the rapture. Let's get going. But this isn't just. This is just kind of, this belief in a war is a growing side effect of what we might call the Christian persecution complex, and that's just because, again, as I said, Christianity is in decline as a major religion in the United States. People are becoming a lot more secular. We don't want to see a major. Well, it's nice to have a major scene. Our American law does state that you have to have equal representation, which is why a lot of this again see the satanic element, especially with the recent, I believe it was in Minnesota, or is it Michigan? It's one of those states. Don't hate me, Michigan or Minnesota. But yeah, the fact that these people are getting that say the Satanists and the Jews and African activists are allowed to basically display their holiday diorama or whatever. Many Christians see as that kind of, again, this goes back to what we explained. The crux of the theory is more diversification in terms of celebration of holiday, and they want to stay prime. I think I've said basically this over and over again. The big crux of the theory is that people want to come and want Christianity to still be in its heyday, and any idea that you know, world's becoming A, more secular, and B, more diverse. I mean, most Americans are the nuns are becoming the largest group of religious, although they're technically not religious group in the country. Therefore, a lot of these people don't want these, you know, over Christianization of our culture, and instead want basically people to follow law. Just because, again, everyone's consented to breaking the law, like in Christmas with a capital C, doesn't mean you can get away. I mean, you can just go. They somehow believe in this kind of like, you know, again, I really can't explain these kind of Christian propaganda, especially the Caesar or the must save Christmas. So there's a special film you should watch on your own, preferably with a lot of alcohol or marijuana, if you're in a state where that is allowed. Anyway, that kind of wraps up this theory. Again, I know it's kind of a loose one, but it is a theory. I mean, it is a conspiracy theory that they're taking away Christmas. They're trying to get the Christ out of Christmas, despite the fact that it was Saturnalia before. And Yule. And actually, by the way, as of recording this video, it is winter solstice, so happy winter solstice, everyone. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to go around. So this is kind of been, I know this is really short and kind of loose, because I really, honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't have much to do for this summer, and I didn't want to leave you guys without a video. But have yourself a merry little Christmas. Actually, in general, have happy holidays, everyone, and we'll see you guys next year for the next video. And for the New Year's, I thought I'd go with something new, perhaps the New World Order. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the month of January, I will be talking about the New World Order set of theories. This is a very common set of theories that is going to take a lot of research, and will probably be out about this time in January. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and class dismissed, and have a lovely winter vacation.